All right, hello Stampers. This is Tara with Tara Best Stamps. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Mid, Missouri, and tonight I did a Facebook Live and my video went wonky. So I'm creating this for my blog, so it may be a little different than what you normally see on my YouTube channel, but this is what we have. Today I'm doing a tri-fold fun fold, and what I've done is I've made a couple of examples using some of the fantastic DSP that's going to be available free with the Celebration catalog. So this is the first one I did with the Dainty Delight, and as you can see, it's just got a nice little sentiment area in the back, and I used that Dainty Delight Stampin' die set. I guess I just used the die set. Then I used Peekaboo Farms to go with On the Farm DSP. So just a great way to use up some of that free DSP. And then what I did my card tonight on was using the By the Bay DSP along with the Sea Turtles stamp set, and I paired that with Friends or Like Seashells in the annual catalog. So I'm going to set these aside and get to scoring. So I'm bringing out my Simply Score tool, and I'm going to do a couple of scores. This is a 5.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I'm going to first score at 4 1/4. I'm next going to score at 7. I'm going to flip that over. And then I'm going to score at 9 3/4. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of 1.5 by 11, and I'm going to score at 3 1/4. And I'm going to score at 7 3/4. All right, get that out of the way. We'll start some just basic stuff here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold this at that 4 1/4 mark, and I'm going to take my bone folder and just get a nice even score. This is a very thick card because of all of the layers, so make sure that you put on extra postage because it's going to need it. Okay, so there's your basic base. Just a nice little trifold. So you can tell with all of these, it's just utilizing smaller pieces of DSP. All of these measurements will be on my blog tomorrow at tarabethstamps.blogspot.com. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to adhere a little bit of DSP. So you're going to see some different DSP because, like I said, I've used all of my stuff making the other cards. But this is okay because it's going to show you that there's tons of things that you can make and different ways that you can do it. I'm not going to adhere anything to this this side panel because we're going to do a little stamping first. I like the seashell side on this one. And so just giving that small lip. I think I'm going to put that one on the inside. And so this paper is absolutely stunning. Every piece of paper in the whole collection is beautiful. I hadn't used it. I had it for the entire month, but for some reason I chose not to use it. And now I think I'm crazy because I should have used it because I think I would have gone through a whole pack by now, as gorgeous as this paper is. The stamp set, I wasn't wowed by it. I've got it coming, but I definitely wasn't wowed by it. Now I'm curious to see what it's going to bring because I have a feeling it may just wow me. All right, so now I'm going to pull out some Pool Party ink. And I've got the School of Fish right here. And so you can see there's my School of Fish from the last video. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to ink up my stamp pad and stamp off a little bit. And just kind of create that School of Fish floating through the sea. Right there. We're then going to go ahead and take my Night of Navy ink pad, and we're going to ink up one of the sentiments from Friends or Like Seashells. And this is a perfect all occasion sentiment. It goes, "You are unique and completely amazing." And so I'm pairing that with a birthday sentiment. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to take one of these scraps, I think, and just adhere it down to the bottom, because that just kind of finishes it off, I think. So you'll notice that I'm adhering not to the DSP, but to the basic white this time, because I'm going to cut that edge off. So I'm going to line that up. Just take my paper snips and trim this to the side. All right, we'll throw this away. And then we'll be ready to adhere this to the inside. So this is a pretty easy, fun fold. Very impressive, I think, with all the layers and the different folds. I think there's quite a bit to it. All right, so there's your card base. Pretty simple and easy. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp this turtle that I love. Love, love, love this turtle. So this is a 2-part stamp. You'll see that it's symmetrical. You can stamp the back side so it's flat. That's gonna give you that solid image. Then when you flip it over, you've got indentions and markings to create that turtle's definition. But because it's symmetrical, you can use one side and then the other. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ink this up pretty good with some Pool Party. I'm gonna set that out of the way because it's getting in the way. I'm gonna stamp it on basic white. So you'll see that it doesn't give you a super perfect impression on a stamp set like this. I'm probably gonna be using my Stamparatus most of the time, but with this turtle, I don't really think that you need it, because you're gonna be doing that second layer, and you know, your coloring on your sea turtles is gonna be different anyway. So now I've turned it onto the detail side, and I'm gonna pull out some mint macaron. We're gonna ink it up. I'm gonna get a pretty good amount of ink on here, and then I'm gonna close that stamp set or ink pad, and I'm gonna pull out some soft succulent. And I'm gonna take a sponge dauber and just kind of give it some dark color. This is also gonna pull some color off in certain places. So we're just trying to give it just different coloring. And because of the way this stamp is made, it's gonna happen anyway. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna line it up to the best of my ability and give it a good press. And look how gorgeous that is. So pretty. So because I know you don't wanna watch me fussy cut this out, I already have one from the video that I did. So we are going to take our strip and create a belly band. So I'm gonna put some, I better fold it first to see which way I'm gonna do this. Okay, so I want some seal on right here on this end, and then some seal on this end. So basically what that's gonna do is create a nice, good seal. So I'm gonna wrap this around and kind of meet right there. Okay. All right, and I have some coordinating DSP that we're gonna put on there and adhere that on there. There we go. And hopefully this belly band will fit. There we go. Perfect. Now we're gonna take this turtle and kind of decide where we want it. And I'm gonna put the glue right on the belly band. That way I can place that turtle where I think it needs to go. So we're just about done. I have a 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece of basic white. that we are going to punch with the Happy Labels punch on each end. This is something that I hope we see move on to the annual catalog. I love the banner pick punches anyway, but this one, I think this one's by far my favorite. I really like the smaller edge versus the more ticket booth looking thing. But I think this is something you're going to see me be using a lot of this season. All right, we are going to finish this off with the stamp set, or the Sentiment Happy Birthday, inking that up in Night of Navy. And then be super careful because I got my fingers in the ink. All right, I'm going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and just put them on the edge here. And there we go. So there's today's card. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope the video works out. I hope I can get it downloaded and it works. Thanks so much. I'll see you next Sunday night on my Facebook Live, and have a great day.